Welcome back to the Caledonia F1 channel. I know, this channel's pretty abandoned. Don't worry, I'm working on it. So today, we are going to be doing my predictions for the new F1 season. And this season is different to the others, because the new season will have new regulations that the teams must meet or they will be punished. Indeedy. So I've got it all written down because obviously you need to have it written down. Because if you don't, then that's pretty much bad news. So yeah, make sure you have your notes written down before doing a video because it'll help you big time. So let's start. Okay, so let's begin with number 11, and sadly I think it is going to be one of the two new teams, and I'm choosing Cadillac because there's not been a new entry in F1 for 10 years now, not since Haas. And I don't think they're going to be as bad as Manor though, because, you know, it's American, so of course they're going to throw everything at it. So yeah, I think their driver lineup is decent. Not terrible, but decent. And everything has to go well for them this season because obviously they'll be expected to do well by the media because of course they're a new team and that's what happens because the media are absolute donkeys. Now, as in terms of points, I think they're going to get between 3 and 7. Yeah, I think this is going to be another season where all the teams score points, which will be positive for F1 because, of course, you need all the teams to be competitive. And, it's actually good to see F1 getting 11 teams again because you've got twats like Lance Stroll's father going, well, I have to say that actually I do not like the 11 teams because I think it's going to lose us money. Well, do you want to know how you avoid that? I'll tell you how you avoid that. You get better drivers. Or should I say, better driver. Shots fired. And speaking of Aston Martin, that's the team I have in 10th, because let's just be honest. Once again, Lance Stroll is going to let that team down and is going to make me lose more hair than a Yeti in a sandstorm. So, I do think they'll get points, quite a few. I'm predicting between 17 and 23. But a majority of them will be picked up by Alonso. So, yeah. Sadly, however, I do think missing one of the testings is going to hurt them. And because it hurt Williams really badly back in 2019. So, it cannot be a good thing if you miss a testing day. Or any testing day. In fact, I do have a few things to say here. If Lance Stroll somehow goes above Alonso in the driver's standings at the end of the season, or to be honest, any point of the season, for every single point he is ahead, I will drink 1 glass of Newcastle Brown Ale. Now, I've had a look online at people drinking them, and actually not a lot of people are excited about the new recipe of that drink, so it could be very, very difficult for me to drink something like that. I also have another prediction for Lance Stroll because he is absolutely fucking brilliant. And that is if Lance Stroll has a tennis match with Boris Becker, so the both of them can get some cash, I will drink Pernod and Purple Fanta. Because Pernod is a great drink. I'm not too sure a lot of people will agree with that. So yeah, there will be more of these in throughout the video. So now we come to number 9, and I do think it's going to be Audi. Now, of course, this is a biased thing because, of course, they're a brand new team. So, obviously, you have to expect the unexpected. But, of course, they will have Hülkenberg because Hülkenberg last season did get his first podium, thank goodness. Although I do think he sort of went off the rails a little bit after that. But I do think they're going to get between 26 and 33 points in their first season, which is not bad. And I think they will be good because obviously they are a manufacturer, so they should be decent. Although saying that, McLaren showed Mercedes how to win again. Ah dear, it feels like 2011 again, does it? Last year, but maybe not this year. Maybe not this year. So yeah, Audi I think are going to do rather well, and yeah, I think they're going to do alright. So up next at number 8, we've got Racing Bulls, or RB, or AlphaTauri, or Toro Rosso, or Minardi, or Vija Cash-App, Clydesdale Bank, whatever the fuck they're called now. I mean, they have a fucking identity crisis. They have one big fucking identity crisis. I mean, for crying out loud. The reason why I think they're going to be in 8th is because they are going for 2 new drivers this year. So it's going to be the most inexperienced team on the grid. So yeah. Basically, they, I think, are going to do alright in terms of points. I think they'll get around 65. Because I think the midfield are going to do alright. But I do think if they do get some rookie mistakes, it's going to be from the new driver, who I cannot pronounce for my life. So I do apologise. Brilliant that they're giving new drivers a chance, but I think it is going to backfire a little bit. And just before I continue, I've just realised something. I did put a little thing for Audi here, saying that Audi will finish ahead of Cadillac, and if they do not, then I will make an apology video to the entire United States of America. 7th now, and we come to Alpine, yes. Now, Alpine have a new engine this year because Renault have decided to pick up their ball and go home. So they're now running Mercedes engines. Yes, Alpine are now running Mercedes engines, and I think that's going to be a reason why they're actually going to finish above Racing Bulls. Jesus Christ, that is a fucking terrible name for a fucking F1 team. Racing Bulls. Flippin' heck. It makes my head sore. It seriously does. So yes, I think they're going to get about 80 points, which is ambitious. Really ambitious, but I think they can do it. And I do have a bet for them, yep, because I have to at this point, otherwise my channel will be more pointless than F1 Games PlayStation channel. So yes, if Alpine somehow finish last again, I will do a day in the life of Flavio. Yes, good old Flavio. I'll be spoofing him in a video, basically saying how his day normally goes. Next up, 6th place, and we're going to go for Williams. Unfortunately, I think that day missed in terms of testing is going to punish them, unfortunately, but not too much. I think they'll get 125 points, and I think they're going to do well because they've got two experienced drivers in Alexander Albon and Carlos Sainz. So yeah, I think Carlos Sainz is going to do very well this season. I think he's going to get off to a good start. I think he's going to get last season behind him. And I think they're going to do better this season in terms of consistency, but I do think that day missed in testing will cost them in the engine department. Into 5th place, and we have Haas. Yeah, this is my big one, the big call. Haas, I think, are going to do great this season. It's a bold move, but if it's wrong, it's not the end of the world. I'll get a few comments saying that prediction was absolutely brilliant. I think they're going to get 150 points this season. They've got Ocon, who is hit and miss, and of course Oliver Bearman, who I think is doing rather well at Haas. And yep, I do have a bet for them as well because I have to, because absolutely have to. That's not a reason, is it? Anyway, if Haas somehow finish below 6th, so 7th to either 11th, I will make a video demanding the immediate return of Steiner. Yes, good old Gunther Steiner. We all miss him, do we? No, we don't. And up next, in 4th, is going to be Red Bull. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be another season, once again, where Max Verstappen is going to have a very, very sore back holding the team on his shoulders. Because I genuinely believe that second seat is so... I think the car is set up towards Max. Either that or he's just that damn great, which wouldn't surprise me because he's a really good driver. But I'd have made a bet for them. They're going to get 325 points, around about that mark. If Red Bull's second driver, which is Isaac Hadjar, and I'm not going to say how, what's he called? Croft? Yep, that's it. How he says it. Because, let's just be honest, that would be pointless, and I can't really say his pronunciation of it. So if Red Bull's second driver somehow matches or beats Max Verstappen, I will make a new series for F1 2027, so that's 2027, called F1 with a Glass of Whiskey. So yeah, basically it'll just be me drinking whiskey and just going through the results. I know it sounds absolutely brilliant, so Isaac Hadjar might have a good attempt at it this year. Next up, at number 3, we have Ferrari. Good old Ferrari. They're going to be on 375 points, I believe, and obviously they've got Hamilton and Leclerc, two very experienced drivers. Well, one very experienced because he debuted in 2007, which is going to be 20 years ago next year, so I think Lewis Hamilton this season will definitely improve, and if he somehow doesn't, I will make a video where I read out every single comment from every single cruel room and cruel wall. So yeah, that will be 5 hours flipping long. Then we have Will's favourite F1 team. Yes, it is McLaren. Hooray! Because they are bloody brilliant. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to defend it this year, unfortunately. I think it is going to be a season where they're just second, pretty much. I think they're going to be on 400 points, and I do actually think that Lando Norris will be Oscar Piastri, because I do think that world championship he has will comfort him a little bit, knowing that he does have it. And I do have a bet for this as well. If Will somehow doesn't make a comment about why Norris is the worst world champion of all time before any of the European visits, I will make a spoof to F1X. Yes, we're going there, folks, because this video is already 17 minutes long and I don't really give a fuck anymore. No, just kidding, I do. And then we come to first place, and I think we are going to see a return to Mercedes dominance. Apologise if you can hear any noise. Unfortunately, somebody decided putting the plumbing in the spare room was a fantastic flipping idea. Idiots. But yeah, I think Mercedes are going to dominate. They're going to get 755 points. George Russell will win the World Championship. And Kimi, well, the other Kimi, as I'm going to call him, will finish either second or third. I think he's going to be a little bit of a Bottas at times, unfortunately, because obviously I think George Russell is going to be the main driver of Mercedes. And if Mercedes do not finish first, then I will listen to 1 hour of Lance Stroll whilst eating a pot noodle. And what pot noodle would you guys want me to eat? So, we have a few additional bets now, just before the video ends. If F1X doesn't make a video about Abu Dhabi 2021 this year, then I will go and shake his hand for being a very brave person. And one more, if the moaning Yorkshireman doesn't moan this season, then I will buy a Chevrolet Matiz and then just give him all the parts. Because, well, I don't care if there's any Chevrolets in Scotland, to be quite honest, because I think even Chevrolet is too posh for Northern Scotland standards. I mean, up here we have some things called Peugeots and even something called a Nissan. We even have Citroens. Because we're not very posh. In fact, some person once used their tombstone to advertise that they had a Volvo for sale. If you know, you know. If you don't worry. it's not that important. But that will do it, guys, for my F1 predictions. And for this season, I actually think of making a little review kind of podcasty thingamajig, you know. It's just something for Dave F1 Games PlayStation to react to. So you can go, oh, what's this? I can't do his voice because my voice is more deeper than most footballers. So yeah, that will do it, guys, for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Apologies if it looks rough around the edges, but unfortunately I'm about as good at editing as Prince Andrew is keeping his head where his eyes is. Oh, yep, I just had to go there. Well, that's my channel getting taken down now, so bye-bye everyone. Bye-bye.